Hey guys, Max Tornado here. I'm going to do a quick video on how to install RSLHelper. I did a video the other day about one of the new features that came out related to artifact enhancement and automatic artifact enhancement from your inventory page on RSLHelper, and it seemed like that was well received. So I figured it would be good to do a installation video. So that's what we're going to do. I have uninstalled RSLHelper on my PC. I have deleted the folders. And so that way you guys can kind of see it from start to finish, and we'll go from there, okay? So we're going to do this. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. If you like this kind of content, please like the video, subscribe. That's always super appreciated. And maybe in the comment section you guys can tell me if you're currently using RSLHelper or if you're not, and what is your favorite feature of RSLHelper if you are using it. So that'd be kind of fun to learn about. Okay. So start off, I'm going to have you guys click on the link that is in the description box of this video, and that will take you to Farbstoff's Discord, which I have pulled up over here. Let me take it to the screen that's actually recording. Here we go. Now, from Farbstoff's Discord, it'll likely take you to the very top of the server, and you guys are going to scroll down until you find the section right here that says news, bugs, links, and helper. Okay, and I'll try to also do a direct link to this one so you don't have to go through all of it. Now, on the very bottom of the thread, you can see that he's talking about the recent update that came out on the 30th of September because we had a new raid update, and there's always a new RSLHelper update anytime there's a new raid update in order for them to be compatible. So there's not an initial setup in this little post that he's made. So we're going to scroll up until we find the initial setup, and excellent. He's put a new one here, so we're going to go ahead and click download on this. Now, when we click download, it's going to go ahead and warn us, right? It's going to say, whoa, this seems like a really invasive file. Are you sure you want to install this? The reason it is invasive is because it's actually plugging directly into your RAID files, right? It's going to insert itself into the game files, and that's how it knows what our inventory is. That's how it knows to sell artifacts. That's how it can read our game, right? And we're okay with that. We trust Farbstoff. Farbstoff is an incredible member of the community, has a good connection with Plarium. He's been cleared. But obviously, only download this if you feel comfortable doing that. That's kind of the at the end of the day, that's what matters, right? So I feel 100% comfortable with this. So right off the rip, Discord says, hey, that's a potentially dangerous download. Only do this if you trust this person. We trust this person. From here, it took us to a browser, and I went ahead and started downloading. And again, when we click this, it'll probably prompt us again like, hey, are you sure? Okay, yep, so Windows protected your PC. So again, it's saying only do this if you're sure. We're sure, right? Thousands and thousands of people use this and have never had a problem, so you can trust it. Now it's going to install into a default folder for me in the program files. That's totally fine. We're content with that. It might say that, hey, you already have a folder for this created, because like I said, I did recently uninstall it, but we'll see. Okay, no. Okay, great. So it's going to go ahead and install. And when it's done with this, we'll go ahead and pull it up, and I'll show you how that works, right? So it's not going to go ahead and start, right? It doesn't say finish and start RSLHelper. It just says, hey, you're done. So we're going to go ahead and click finish. We're going to exit out of this browser that it opened. And we are going to go to our search bar, right? And we're going to type in RSLHelper. Okay, now there's two RSLHelpers. There's one that's called the updater, right? And then there's the actual RSLHelper itself. I'm going to pin the actual one to our taskbar. In the taskbar, there we go. So this is the one that will actually run whenever we're playing the game. But occasionally we'll have to click on the updater. So we'll go ahead and right click this, and we'll run it as admin, and we should see it pull up. And we will then click Start Update. You can only ever update RSLHelper whenever it is closed, so you can't run RSLHelper Updater if RAID is open or if RSLHelper is open. So this typically takes about a minute sometimes 2 minutes. It just depends on how big of the update it is or how much needs to be plugged in. But we'll just give it a second and kind of be patient. I always miss RSLHelper. Anytime RSLHelper goes down, I think the whole raid community is sad for a few days until it gets updated. And remember, be patient, because RSLHelper is operated and developed by one person. It's a one-person team who is incredible. If you have additional funds to donate to Farbstoff, I mean, if you enjoy this tool and you can support him, that's awesome. Even if you just go to his YouTube channel or go to his Twitch, whatever, and just follow him that way. Anything we can do to support this incredible person is good. So we have finished the update. We will close this, right, because we're done. And now we will go down here to where we pinned it to taskbar, and we will go ahead and run as admin. Now you can have Plarium Play open already, which I do. I have Plarium Play open. You could also have it not open. Either way, it'll kind of see where you're at and it'll boot up. If you were to go ahead and already be loaded into raid, you could still open up RSLHelper, but typically you would have to go ahead and run a battle of some kind in order for it to kind of register and be like, hey, we're connected, right? So let's pull up RSLHelper now that we're in. So this is our home auto-click screen, right? And I'm not going to do a really in-depth kind of guide on this just yet, because there's so many different features. There's shard tracking. I mean, there's just so many different things you can do with RSLHelper. There's a champion index. So perfect. It says no data, please run a fight. So we'll do exactly that. Sometimes when you load up RSLHelper, the easiest thing to do, just toss yourself in a faction war battle real quick. And then as soon as it starts, you can go ahead and exit. Or run a campaign battle, or do a Doom Tower battle, whatever, right? So you don't have to finish it, you just have to start it. Once you start it, that's how it reads all of your inventory, it reads all the gear you have on your champions, everything. So now when we go to RSLHelper, and we click on inventory, it shows you all the different artifacts, right? Shows you the champions, shows if they have books, shows if they have Minotaur scrolls, all of the different things. So it's really cool. So the major feature that a lot of people kind of originally start using RSLHelper for is simply the auto-click function. And we have a limited amount of auto battles that Plarium gives us every day, and this makes it where we have infinite, right? You can just run this until your heart's content. So I'll go ahead and go into campaign. We're on Brutal 12-3, and we'll just go ahead and toss some food in here. Here we go, some Diabolis. Okay, now, or even better, let's do some uncommons. So that way we can actually see this finish the run. So, okay, we've got 3 uncommons. We know that's going to typically take about 10 to 11 runs, right? And we'll go to RSLHelper. We're going to tell it to do next to max XP. So when anyone in the party other than our lead hits the max level, it's going to stop the run, right? I'm going to also make sure that it doesn't have the play a sound whenever it's done, because it can be a little bit loud whenever it finishes. We'll take this off. Just as a heads up, if you do this and you're not expecting it, it can be really loud. Is everything okay, guys? Okay. Sorry, wife's in there doing some stuff. Okay, so we'll turn that off because we don't want it to be really loud and jarring. And we are going to say next to max XP, and we're going to tell it to sell artifacts. Now, with this function, you have to be specific about what you tell it to sell, and I can certainly give you guys a beginner's guide to that as well in a video. So just let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But to get back to the auto clicker screen, we just click there, and we're going to click play. So check this out, super cool. So my runs are pretty short. I've got Bellower in this alt free-to-play account. He probably does it in like 11 seconds or so. Okay, and you can see that it's selling the artifact. It recognized, hey, there's an item that meets the criteria in our sell function, and it goes ahead and sells it for us. So we don't have to spend all that time selling, gray artifacts, gray shields, uncommon shields, whatever. And you can also use this to cleanse your gear, so that's super helpful. See, it only takes about a second or so to to go ahead and boot back up. And since it doesn't look like I have the XP bonus, so it's going to be a little bit more than 11 runs. So that's fine. You can see it just goes ahead and continues to sell those items. So I don't want to make you guys wait through all of this, so I'm going to pause it until it gets closer for them to be max level. Okay, I think we're about to be done with this, so let's see. And RSLHelper should sell whatever comes up and then be done. Yep, okay, perfect. So they all hit level 20, they are all done. So that is how a lot of people use RSLHelper. They use it mostly just to farm XP. Now, like I said, you can go into the sell option here and just kind of create whatever sell kind of parameters that you'd like. You can make it sell all 4-star rare gear, or sell all gray items. Whatever you want it to sell, you can make it sell, right? So that is really cool, and then you can even do a sell check kind of to see if it is selling or not selling items as you wish before you toss it on auto and go to sleep, right? Which is always a good idea. Now I'm going to show you guys the last function before I end this video because I don't want to keep y'all too long. So now this is great, right? If we were just sitting here and we wanted to change our chickens every 88 energy, whatever it is, that would be fine. But what we're going to do is something even better. Plarium allows us to do a queue, right? If we go to edit queue, it lets us select 20 champions, and it'll just kind of continue to plug in those champions as they hit certain experience thresholds, right? What we're going to do is the same thing with RSLHelper. So let's check this out. We're going to go in here. Let's see. We're going to choose commons because I don't have that XP bonus active, so I don't want it to run out there. So we've got our 3 selected. We're going to go to RSLHelper. We are going to go to multi-level XP. Right, we check that box. We're going to click set food, and it shows us all of our champions, right? You can do it to use vault champions or use reserve vault champions. I don't typically do that, but you can see we have 22 rank 1 champions. So let's go ahead and just tell it to do 6 of those, right? Maybe we want to have 6 new 2-star champions. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to just tell it to auto select. We trust RSLHelper to choose whatever 1-star champions it wants to choose, right? So we'll click auto select, and now up here on the top right, it says 6 selected champions. From here, we're going to click this little X to exit out of our champion kind of inventory, and then we're going to click play. So let's see. I hope that this video was helpful to some of you. I hope that if you guys have any questions, you feel comfortable coming into Discord and asking me, hey Evan, not so loud, bud, okay? So feel free to come in Discord, ask questions. I also have the RSLHelper initial setup in my Discord as well, so you can find that in the description if you get a little lost. Or if you'd like me to just kind of walk you through it, we can jump in Discord together and talk through it. So that is all I have for this video. This should finish out in just a second, and then we'll see it actually go into the screen where it's selecting champions and kind of go from there. So let's see. It's always so unpleasant whenever you don't have that XP banner, but this is an alt account that I play on, so it's not a huge deal that I don't have it on. So I'll come back once it's about to be done. Okay, so I think it's about to be done with these champions. Hey, Evan, not so loud, bud. Okay, there we go. So they've hit level 10, and we're about to go back here. See, it automatically unselects them, automatically selects them, and then goes through that process again. Okay, so that's all I have. I hope you guys have a great day, and if you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you would like to engage with me in the comment section, that really helps the YouTube algorithm in determining if people like these videos or if it wants to push them out. So that's always appreciated. Until next time, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and take care. Bye.